miscreants, fellow ne'er-do-wells, fellow rejects of society. And welcome to the darkness. Anyhow, I wanted to tell you a little something about life. You see, life can get challenging at times. Life can get complicated at times. But it's only when you allow it. You see, life is only what you allow it to be. See, it's not about, the selections that we make or whatever you want to call it. Life is simply about the choices that we make within it. That you yourself decide on what you want to do, where you want to go, and what you want to be. Simple. Do not let others stunt your growth because they don't agree with what you're doing. They don't agree with what you're saying. They don't agree with what you're becoming. But you gotta ask yourself, are they really you? No, they're not. Even if they'd like to be. They could be a cheap carbon copy of you. But I prefer the original rather than the cheap knockoffs. It's just me. Just who I am. But some people are like a gallon of gas and a match. You know what the same resemblance to them and people are? They're cheap. Cheap materials that you can get from barely doing anything. Even though gas prices are expensive. But still, for a gallon of gas, depending on where you're getting it from, but you can get it for like almost next to nothing. And like I said, some materials are easy to come by. Some of them aren't. Kind of like people. People are easy to come by too. Their talk is cheap. Their gossip is free. But do they really send home the message? Or are they just fading off into the distance? That's what I'd like to know. People always make things so doggone complicated. I mean, they always want to push you in this direction, push you in that direction, pull you in this direction, pull you in that direction. And then look, everybody's losing their minds. Because why? Because their minds are messed up to begin with. And it's okay. I like that. I really do. I like the fire. I like the unpredictability. I like the immovable will to keep going no matter what, to keep pushing those boundaries, to keep literally stretching out the threshold. So that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you look back at what you've created. And you look at it with a certain amount of enjoyment, don't you? Because for once, you did something for yourself and not for other people. But you did it for you. You did it for yourself. And you accomplished what you needed to accomplish. And when you look back on it, you look at it with a sense of pride. I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. I know I've probably said this 100,000 times, but I'm going to say it again. You ever heard of working like a farmer? You ever heard of that term? Well, think about this. A farmer spends hours and hours and hours churning up that field, churning it up every year, tilling it up every year, preparing the soil till a seed's planted, and then another seed, then another seed, then another seed, then it's covered over and forgotten. Stays in the ground for maybe months on end till the rain comes by. And once the rains show up, what do the seeds do? They start growing. They start germinating. And then, next thing you know, you see the plants coming in. And the plants come in, they mature, and they produce fruit. And then it's collected. And then, at the end of the day, you look at your harvest. And you kick back and you say, look, all of this started off with one tiny little seed. And with one seed, I created a miracle. With one little seed, all of this was created. Now that tells you a little something, doesn't it? With people with ideas, people with ambitions, people with motivation to keep going. With one tiny idea, just like that tiny seed, you could change the world for the better for you, as well as everybody else. I'm just saying, ideas are good, but they're not good if you don't make them real. You've got to be dedicated. You've got to be laser focused. You've got to be concentrating on what you want to do, and you do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't just procrastinate. You're going to do it tomorrow. You're going to do it tomorrow. Well, what if tomorrow never comes? What if tomorrow never shows its ugly face? Then what? Then you're left with nothing but regret, and you're left with nothing but hurt, and you are spending the rest of your day kicking yourself in the pants for not going that extra mile, for not doing what you set out to do. Because why? Because you listen to everybody else. Oh, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. No, you should do this. You should. No, no. So you need to learn to tune out all that noise. I recommend earplugs or earphones. It's very therapeutic, but that's just me. But somebody that consistently tells you that you're not good enough, that you can't do this and you can't do that, I would use those stones to build your wall. I would use those stones to build your home and say, come on, keep throwing more stones and I will keep building. You keep trying to destroy me, I'll build it up even stronger. You keep trying to knock me down, I'll build it up even thicker. You're the master of your own ship, after all. You ought to know you live with it every single day. Me, I'm just a voice on the end of what do you call it? On the end of this device. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not hard. It's easy. Doesn't take much effort, does it? Doesn't take much effort for you to open your mouth and say things out of it, right? Well, why not learn to speak your mind? Why not learn to be independent? Where you don't have to depend on anybody but yourself. What? You think in the real world, mommy and daddy are going to save you? You think in the real world, there's going to be this tremendous savior that's going to come along and save you? No. But there is one savior that can miraculously save you if you believe in him. You know. And that's the man upstairs. Y'all know who he is. Now, he is the one that can encourage even the dead to come back to life. I should know. I'm one of them. Does that surprise you? Does that scare you? Knowing the fact that you're talking to a dead man? Well, it's true. You know, I died a long time ago. But guess what? My spirit lives on, doesn't it? My effect still goes on, even to this day. You see, if you're going to do something in life, why not do something worthwhile? Why not do something noteworthy? And you know the first step on you being yourself and doing something good? Here's what you do. Just be you. Be you and run your own path. Don't worry about what she said or he said or they said. Doesn't matter. The question is, what do you think? What do you feel? What is your course of action? Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. Because you are the master of your own ship. You are the master of your own mind. And nobody can control it unless you allow them. See, we all are a result of what we allow in our lives. But you got to decide this. Do I really want this in my life? Or is it just weighting me down? Sometimes you got to cut it away. Just like a tree trimmer. You know, a tree trimmer always has to keep his tree pruned, correct? To keep it strong, to keep it growing healthy. Because if you don't, then the tree is just going to be wasting its energy supporting just a dead branch. I mean, it doesn't really do anything, just hangs there. Doesn't support the tree at all, doesn't help the tree in anything. It just hangs out. But when you cut the dead branches away, it leaves room for new growth. Just like when a forest fire comes and burns away all the old trees, all the old garbage. You go back there a week later and you touch the ground, and there's greenery all around that never got a chance to grow up until now. And then a month later, you'll see trees and you'll see plants growing back. Because nature bounces back. No matter what. No matter what is thrown at it, it still does what it does. Now, if nature can do that, so can you, because you are a part of nature, aren't you? So there you go. Be who you are, not what the world wants you to be. And that's it.